We welcome you to Midland Community Stadium, rivalry week in MHSAA girls soccer, and a good one for you tonight as the Dow Chargers travel across town to take on the Midland Chemics. And with that, we welcome you to our play-by-play broadcast. My name is Chris Fossers. I'm joined by MHSAA official Tom Kodum. And Tom, a rivalry game, you can pretty much throw out the records. Should be a good one tonight as Dow meets Midland.
Absolutely. Always, throw it out the window. These teams always will play hard, regardless of the records.
Midland 9-1 on the season, 4-0 in the SVL North. They're in first place. Dow got off to a slow start this year, but they've won 3 in a row. They're now 3-4-1 on the season, 2-1 in the SVL North. So from a conference record perspective, Dow still very much in the chase.
Yeah, for sure. If Dow win tonight, they actually could win a share of the title with a win in their final game. If Midland wins tonight, they will lock up the SVL North.
It's an overcast day, but still rather warm, at least compared to what it was earlier this weekend. Windy conditions, however, and one of the many factors we'll be keeping our eyes on tonight is how turf affects, in particular, Dow, not a team that's used to playing on a turf surface.
No, exactly. Midland trains and plays the majority of their games on turf, very natural to them. For Dow, we'll see how quickly they can adjust to it.
Well, we'll run through the national anthem. As the national anthem plays, we'll run through our starting lineups. First, for the Dow Chargers, the midfielders, number 4, Emma Avery, a freshman. Number 6, Emma Meitler, also a freshman. Number 11, a junior, Audrey Niederstadt. The forwards, number 18, Ashton Brooks. Another forward, number 20, Jillian Skinner. And finally, the last midfielder, number 21, Elizabeth Green. The defenders for Dow, number 24, a sophomore, Catherine Kaczynski. Number 7, Logan Rosenbrock. Number 14, Lexi Flaminio. And number 17, Alicia Burnside. We'll now throw it down to the field for the national anthem. And last but certainly not least for the Dow Chargers, in goal, a junior, number 1, Ashley Rose. She's wearing all black tonight. We'll run through the starters now for the Midland Chemics, beginning with the forwards. Number 2, a junior, Abby Avery. Number 10, a sophomore, Caitlin Herman. Number 12, a freshman, Ellie Wardell. Now for the midfielders, beginning with a junior, number 17, Jessica Brown. Number 22, a senior, Maddie Davis, a defender. Number 16, a sophomore, Abby Fowler. And number 11, the senior captain, Marley Bringard, a player we will be keeping our eyes on all night tonight. Rounding out the defensive set for Midland, number 23, Emma Wolf, a junior, and a sophomore, number 24, Carly Davis. And then again, as we already mentioned, Maddie Davis, the senior, number 22. In goal for Midland tonight, a freshman, number 0, Maya Etienne, just a freshman. And that says a lot already being on the varsity roster, and we understand that she's played very well to start her 4-year high school career.
Oh, for sure. All shutouts except for 2 games of their 10 this season.
Both of these teams have experienced their share of success recently. The Dow Chargers have won 5 district titles in the last 6 years. Midland, of course, 1 win away from the state semifinal a season ago, and both of these teams, Tom, have a lot of fresh faces on their rosters as well.
Yeah, Dow lost 8 seniors last year, and they're starting 4 freshmen, and Midland also has some 2 or 3 freshmen in their starting lineup as well.
We talked about this before we went on air, but on paper it seems like Midland in the white uniforms has the advantage. Of course, the better overall record at 9-1. What does Dow need to do to maintain competitiveness in this game?
I think they're going to have to stop the attack. Midland is very fast on the outside, and of course, Marley Bringer brings a lot of force to the middle. She draws a lot of attention.
Here's kickoff, and we're underway with Midland promptly booting the ball out of bounds at this turf playing surface, Midland Community Stadium, a football field in the fall, and now, of course, a soccer pitch in the spring. Out of the inbounds, Midland looking to control. They work right to left as you see it. Midland in the white, Dow in the green.
Maddie Davis going to clear it back to Maya Etienne.
Again, Maya Etienne, just a freshman. Her sister, Mackenzie, currently a collegiate player at Eastern Michigan. She was a standout for the Midland Chemics as recently as last year. Pinballed around now, and it's Midland that's controlling possession early, Tom. And that gets
Wardell
through to the forward, Ellie Wardell. She's swallowed up in traffic as the ball works its way down into the box. And again, the out-of-bounds lines in gold around the perimeter of the field. On a cross, Dow is there, but Midland's still in possession. Winding up, that's Marley Bringard, the blondie. Her shot is deflected off the Dow defender, Alicia Burnside.
Corner.
And it caroms out of play, a corner coming up.
Midland's very dangerous on the set plays, Chris. Looks like Ellie Wardell is going to take the kick. You got to watch out for Marley Bringard here on the header.
Bringard, a tall player, has committed to play at Central Michigan next year to begin her collegiate career. She's a senior this year, of course. And here comes the corner. Bent to the middle of the box, and Bringard does get a knee on it, it looks like. She tries to header it in, and then the ball is cleared over the cross and out to the track. What'd you think of the execution on that cross?
No, it was good. It was right in the area, out far enough where the keepers not have a hard time playing it, and if your attackers can get up above everybody, you got a good chance to put the ball on frame.
Here comes the boot from junior goalkeeper Ashley Rose. Midland working along the far sideline.
Skinner.
And Dow working to find possession in the feet, I guess, of Ashton Brooks. She's their standout player, wearing the white headband, number 18. She's been on a bit of a goal-scoring tear as of late.
Yeah, Ashton with 9 goals on the season, 6 in her last 2 games.
Dow really working with the possession for the first time now. Here's Brooks. And played into the middle of the pitch, but cleared by Midland. Dow's defensive unit is there. And here's Bringard. Gets the ball for Midland and then basically clears it up towards the Dow goal.
Flaminio just plays safe and plays it out for a throw-in.
A lot of crossover athletes on this pitch right now, both for Midland and Dow. Dow with a couple of basketball players now playing soccer. You mentioned Lexi Flaminio, a standout on Dow's basketball team earlier this year. That one trickled into the box and was covered up well.
Very dangerous on the throw-ins with Caitlin Herman on the flip throw. That one, they did not get a touch on it. Goes into Rose for the punt.
Now just outside the center circle. You can see Dow's defensive line sort of trying to push the ball towards midfield. Are you seeing a 4-4-2 to start the game?
Yeah, Dow definitely is in a 4-4-2, and it appears Midland is, I have to look here. I think they're in a 4-4-2. Let's see them as they get their shape back here.
Oh, Midland is definitely controlling possession earlier to start this game.
They're winning most of the 50-50 balls at the moment, so Dow's going to have to really try to change that up or they're going to be under a lot of pressure here.
Fowler along the sideline, racing to stay in front of Kaczynski, the defender for Dow, and then it's eventually poked out of bounds by another Dow defender, Logan Rosenbrock.
Yeah, Fowler's their other dangerous scorer. She's got 9 goals on the season for the Chemics.
And set to throw it in, Caitlin Herman. Maybe another flip throw coming up.
Yep.
She's certainly backing up a ways.
For sure, this will be a flip throw. Almost like a corner.
In it goes, but right to a Dow defender. Sort of shouldered back in Herman's direction.
Yeah, cleared out by Burnside.
And another flip. In it goes, a little bit more of a line that time. It makes its way into the box.
Cleared out.
And out to Bringard. Contacted on the play by Niederstadt, the junior for Dow, and then out of bounds along the touchline.
In spite of the wind going against Midland, they are the play is mostly in their half here to start the game.
Caitlin Herman again. Lime green headband. Into the box and out it comes. How long does it take to perfect that technique?
It's a talent that is very difficult to do, but it seems once the players that master it, they're very good at it. You'll see only a handful of players that do that. I think in the SVL this season, I've seen maybe 3 players attempt it, and I would say that probably Herman is probably the best I've seen at it this season.
Herman has the ball now. Her pass deflected by Burnside, the junior for Dow. Is that something your coach has to sign off on before you can do it?
No, it's a player choice. I know Flaminio used to do that, but she chose not to do it anymore. It's just a personal choice. They can be risky if they're executed improperly or when the field conditions are poor.
Now a throw in from just in front of the Midland bench, coached by Dick Campbell, the defending SVL North Coach of the Year, and in his 13th season. Tom, as an official yourself, do you interact with the coaches much?
Yeah, it's you see the same coaches year after year. You get to know each other. Not necessarily on a personal basis, but enough that we know them, they know us, and certain coaches have reputations, and amongst coaches, certain refs have reputations.
Working our way through the first 10 minutes of this rivalry showdown between Dow and Midland. They'll play twice. This is the first matchup. They'll close out the regular season at Dow on May 31st. Down the touchline and eventually onto the track. Dow takes possession.
For Midland Dow, number 12, Sarah Brandstadt.
In comes Sarah Brandstadt, sophomore for Dow, number 12. And a defender.
I would expect they'll rotate the defenders tonight to try and keep them fresh against the speed of Midland.
That's Meitler, a freshman with the orange cleats. A nice touch, center of the pitch.
Skinner.
And eventually escorted out along the end line.
Good defending by Carly Davis there.
We were again talking about this, Tom. Midland has only allowed goals in 2 of its games this year. And of course, you tip your cap to freshman goalie Maya Etienne, but the back 4 for Midland doing a heck of a job this year as well.
They definitely have limited number of shots on goal, which a goalkeeper always likes.
The Dow keeps it on Midland's defensive zone, but Bregman with the takeaway. And up to Wardell.
Bringer's proving to be a handful in the middle of the field at the moment.
And that's certainly nothing new. Bringard, a 2-time first team all SVL player. She was second team all state a season ago.
Definitely when you play against the Chemics, you have to have a game plan for Marley Bringard.
And what is her best characteristic? Her height?
I think what's special about her is that she's all around talent. Just a total package in terms of the handling and the play.
The flip toss into the box. There again, Bringard. At the line, a chip and a goal for...
It's offside.
Midland waved off. Hear the crowd come to life, but a would-be goal by Abby Fowler, and then offsides the call. A lot of congestion in the box right there. That's got to be a tough pickup for an official.
For sure. The assistant referee, that's his responsibility to watch for that.
Headed around. Now Ashton Brooks comes down with it. Third team All-State player. Missed out on the give and go, and Midland plays it back. You can take a look at that near goal on the replay monitor. Can you point out the offside specifically, Tom?
When the ball is struck here, you'll see that Fowler's right at this point, Fowler was in the offside position when the ball got to her. So it's when the ball was struck, she was behind the defenders. That would make her guilty of offside.
Back to live action now. Midland had the throw in.
They're going to try and hit Brooks on this.
Tracking it down, Maddie Davis, one of 3 seniors on the Midland roster. They're all college-bound players. A small senior class for Midland, but a very gifted one. Are you noticing Midland doing anything defensively to neutralize Dow's Ashton Brooks?
I was looking for that. I don't really see that yet. I didn't know if they were going to possibly man mark her. At this point, it doesn't appear to be that way. I think they're going to trust in the solidity of their back line for now and see how it goes.
Again, trying to find Brooks. She taps it back to Skinner. Back to the middle, that's Haley Worth for Midland. Well, streaking down the sideline, the defender, Emma Wolf. Now, she has scored already this year. Back to Bringard in the middle. Still in the box, looking for an opening. And instead finds her teammate Hazen. And back out to Fowler.
A lot of pressure from Midland right now.
Over 10 minutes gone by. Midland appeared to be in good position in the box without a lot of congestion as well, but no shot attempt.
Correct. No shots on goal in spite of a lot of pressure.
And again, that's Carly Davis, the defender with the black headband, watching it roll out of bounds. Again, Midland 9-1. Talking to head coach Dick Campbell, didn't necessarily expect winning 9 out of 10 to start the year, but it's a team that had a good junior varsity roster a year ago, and they've really matured and have taken the next step for the Chemics.
Yeah, they've proven to be very strong. They've scored over 40 goals in their 10 games this season.
Bit of contact there.
That was our first foul of the game.
So a clean game to start. And on the free kick, Dow works to the middle of the pitch. Bringard up the middle. Onto the wing, there's Haley Worth, the sophomore. Inside the box, and she led her teammate Bringard by a hair too long there.
Yeah, Bringard's trying to set it up by playing it out to the wings and then looking for it to come back into her.
Davis surveying the scene. Over Bringard's head to Worth, who chips it to herself. Here's a shot on goal. Off the left post. Still in play. And off another deflection by a down defender, the ball sent towards the touchline, and it's Midland ball.
Rose came out to cut the angle there, probably fortunate that was not a goal.
Good work by Dow defense, thwarting 2 chances by Midland in the box. And how about that shot that was just off the left post? Let's see how close that was. Worth just couldn't quite square it up.
Hazen almost could have had the rebound there, just an unfortunate bounce for her. Bringard's getting way too much space here. It's gonna definitely present problems for Dow if they can't fix it.
With a takeaway, that's Fowler.
Right to Rose.
Mentioned the tough start for Dow. They lost their first 4 games to begin the season, but now on a bit of a 3-game win streak of their own.
Yeah, they started out against a couple of the top-ranked teams in Division III to start the season, defending state finalist Flint Powers among them.
They try to find Brooks in front of the Midland bench. She has it, but is shadowed by Erin Murphy, the senior captain, who's going to play at Michigan Tech collegiately next season.
Yeah, Murphy's definitely the anchor of the back line for Midland. Very tough defender. Dow's going to do the same thing here. They're going to try and find Ashton Brooks on a header.
The freshman Emma Meitler with the corner. Hand in the air, here it comes. Kept rather low on the ground and cleared by Wolf for Midland. Rolling towards the touchline and out of bounds onto the track. It's been a while since Midland has actually played. They lost their 2 scheduled games last week. Their previous opponent actually had 8 juniors being inducted into National Honor Society, and so that's why the game was canceled. So Midland working on a week's rest, which is not necessarily what you want, I think, at this time of year.
No, you definitely want to keep games to give you the game form.
Now Dow with its first extended bit of possession, close to the Midland end. Midland finally working to clear it.
Trying to play Brooks.
Brooks in front of Etienne, who sort of just takes it at the chest. A one-hopper that was actually shot down by the defender, Lexi Flaminio.
Taking advantage of the wind here in the first half when
Sure.
they can.
Do you think Dow looks comfortable playing on the turf?
You know, it seems like they've adjusted okay. It seems that most of the passes are going well, where lots of times you'll see the passes be overshot because the grass is typically slower.
Skinner with the throw-in, but right to Murphy of Midland. Now Davis with the strike, and it's kept back in by Dow's defensive line. Hazen knocks down Rogenbrock.
Strong play there. Took a tackle from Rosenbrock and knocked her right off.
All incidental, of course.
Yeah, it was a fair tackle. No, the referee correctly didn't call a foul there.
Jockeying for position, it's Midland that comes away with it. Again, Abby Fowler.
Yeah, Midland's winning the midfield right now.
Yes. Skinner tried to work it to Brooks, but Murphy interfered again. All three seniors on the Midland roster are captains.
Yeah, if you control the midfield, you definitely are going to have control of the game, so Dow's going to have to see what they can do to counteract that.
Bringert asserts herself into the situation, finds Davis, the defender. Now along the sideline, Hannah Smith. Midland seems to have the height advantage as well. Their players just seem to be a touch bigger than Dow's, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely. The size sometimes can be an asset. They definitely are. They're definitely winning the contested balls at the moment, being more physical than Midland. Dow.
That's Haley Worth, not one of the taller players for Midland, to continue that point, but she runs out of real estate and loses it out of bounds.
Yeah, the Dow midfielders are going to have to play a lot of the field here. You notice on the attack, as the defense drops back, the midfielders are lagging behind slightly, and that's allowing Midland a lot of space.
Off the header and wide right.
She was going to be offside if she had played that ball, the referee, but the center referee waved it off for a goal kick.
And on a goal kick, are you necessarily trying to knock it as far away from your own net as you can?
Well, for sure, and hopefully you're finding one of your own players on this. So, see now, they will win possession of this one. I think that's the first one they've won in 4 goal kicks.
Brooks instead plays it back to Burnside. There's Wolf, who chips it right back to the Dow defensive line. Out to Worth on the wing.
Worth finding a lot of space out on the wing.
Yes. Maybe as a result, perhaps, of increased attention paid to Marley Bringert?
I think Bringert and Fowler are both going to draw a lot of attention with their goal scoring, and that is creating opportunities for Worth.
A lot of hang time on the boot from Rose, Dow's goalie. Headered around. Carly Davis works herself away from Skinnerd. Off the side of her cleat, good touch passing by Midland.
It was a very good sequence of passes there.
But Sarah Brandstad ended it for Dow.
For Midland High, number 2, Abby Avery. Number 10, Caitlin Herbert.
Abby Avery into the game for Midland. Haley Worth takes a seat, as does Riley Hazen, the junior, number 5 for the Chemics.
It's one of the advantages of Midland is they have a lot of depth on their roster as well, so they don't lose too much on their subs.
Here's Bringard, weaving her way through traffic, into the box. And finally poked towards the goal line by Dow.
Bringer drew a lot of attention there. I think 3 defenders on her and still almost made it through.
Still seemed very comfortable handling the ball in that situation. A corner coming up for Midland. How do you defend the corner?
Well, you need to mark up on the players and try not to allow them to have a free shot at the header, make them work for it. This is a very good opportunity for Midland. Wolf and Bringer have connected a couple of times this season.
Wolf the strike. Missed Bringard short, but kept in by Midland. Now Wolf again, just on the fringe of the box. Tripped up, and it's knocked out of bounds.
Nearly a foul there. That would have been trouble.
right on the edge of the box, but still in the box.
Yep.
Almost a PK opportunity for Midland.
Again, these flip throws are basically a corner.
Yes. Again, that's Caitlin Herman, just a sophomore, called up to the varsity roster for Midland's playoff run a season ago that ended with an excruciatingly tough 3-2 loss in triple overtime to third-ranked East Kentwood. It was a shootout loss. Midland unranked last season. Sort of a pop fly and bounced into the net. Does that count?
No, since nobody touched it, it was that goes as a goal kick. So actually, it was fortunate that Rose didn't get a hand on that. That's one of those subtle things that doesn't happen very often that the fans may not know, so they'll start cheering.
Well, we've had now two what appeared to be goals nullified. Remember, there was an offsides goal that was waved off, and now a bouncer on a flip throw by Midland that landed in the net but was not touched by a player.
Again, Dow's going to have to find some answers for this pressure.
We've seen a lot of Midland ball control. Bringard, a long through pass, and Rose cuts it off, the goalkeeper.
A little heavy on that one.
But again, to your point, Dow just lost the ball almost immediately out of that throw-in.
Yeah, again, they're struggling in the midfield, and that's just creating a great number of opportunities for Midland High.
Brooks knocks it down and now finds Skinner. But Midland's defense is there, tracking that down in the corner. Carly Davis over Mo Schwinn's head and out of play. Skinner to Brooks in the corner, just outside of the box. Davis on the defensive pressure for Midland. Kicked on the ground and booted back out of play by Murphy.
Brooks likes to play the ball off her back in that situation and try to square up and send it across the box, hoping for one of her teammates to be there.
Now Midland looking to push. Bringard looking for Fowler. Up the touchline, she stays in play.
It's 5-on-4 here. This could be trouble.
Looking for a cross possibly, and instead feet tangled and the ball out of bounds.
Excellent play by Flaminio, allows the defense to reset.
Flaminio, an excellent three-point shooter on the basketball floor, and again, going to Michigan Tech next season. She'll be teammates with current Midland defender Aaron Murphy. Into the box it goes. Chested around and cleared somewhat by Dow. Brooks missed. Davis, the defender for Midland, shoots it back towards Dow's goal. Flaminio in the middle, knocked over, and here comes Bringard, but...
Foul. They tripped Flaminio.
Flaminio's nickname, we understand, is Flip, perhaps a reference to her ability to do the flip throw-in.
To her earlier seasons where she actually did do the flip throws.
Middle of the pitch now. No score in this one. Dow and Midland, both teams trying to extend win streaks. Dow has won 3 in a row. The Chemics have won 4.
Very impressed with Midland's midfield. Again, the balls that are in midfield, they're contested. They're winning most of them.
Bringard in the center circle, tackled on the play. Is that Skinner?
Yeah, it was Skinner. Tried to tackle that ball from Bringard, but got a pretty good piece of her on that.
And a set piece coming up for Midland. Addie Davis, she'll continue her playing career next year at Aquinas College. Finds Fowler on the sideline. And played over in our direction to Mo Schwind. Davis in the middle. Finds Bringard. Again in traffic. And over to Dow's sideline.
Dow's fortunate there. They're allowing too much space for Bringard. She's definitely a playmaker. When you give her 3 or 4 yards in there, she can either shoot or distribute.
At the same time, though, it's not like Bringard is a one-player show. You have to respect the players on the wings for Midland too, right?
No, for sure. But when you give her that much, she's a playmaker, and Midland's going to definitely have more opportunities if they don't have an answer for that.
Midland again trapping the ball on Dow's defensive side. Wolf Down to Herman. Ricocheted off Burnside and out of play.
The right wing has definitely been the path of attack for the Chemics.
Is that a strategy point by Dick Campbell, or is that just taking what Dow is giving them?
Well, it could be that he's analyzing the defense. He's done some scouting. That may be what he thinks is going to work.
And here comes the flip from Caitlin Herman, the sophomore. Get dizzy just looking at that. Makes its way to the far side of the box from the throw, and here's Dow's Ashton Brooks. Looking for Skinner, too far out in front. Murphy off the deflection, able to keep it in her possession. There's a whistle.
We have an injury.
And that's Lexi Flaminio, the Dow defender.
Something must have happened back on that flip throw.
Erica Bader, in her first year as head coach of Dow, out to take a look. Bader, a former collegiate player at nearby Northwood University.
Correct. And per MHSA rules, when they stop for injury, a player has to leave the field.
Jogging off under her own power, Lexi Flaminio.
She looks like she's okay. I'm sure they'll want to get her back in the game. She's the anchor of their defense.
That's Gabby Meitler checking into the game now, number 22. Her younger sister Emma, a starting midfielder for the Chemics. Check that, the Chargers.
Can't quite tell what kind of knock she took there, if it was a knee or an ankle.
Well, she is standing up.
Yeah, she's coming right back in. That'll probably be the only time she comes off the field tonight. They need her. They'll definitely need her presence in there.
Bringard looking for Wardell. That connection almost worked a couple of times earlier in the game, and nearly there again.
Yeah, she tried to time that pass, but she was just a little bit offside there. That's the second or third time they've tried that. If they can hit that, it's going to definitely be trouble for the Chargers.
Now Logan Rosenbrock with the free kick, the sophomore.
Midland's been winning most of these free kicks.
Wardell on the wing had to stop her forward progress and instead looks to the middle. Herman controls it, but too many green jerseys in the way. Now Brooks in the middle. Plenty of Midland defenders back, and Brooks slows her tempo. Brooks with 6 goals in her last 2 games, including a 4 spot in a 7-1 win over Bay City John Glenn on May 13th. Meitler, too far out in front of Skinner, and Etienne aggressively covers it up.
It was the first real good opportunity for the Chargers there.
Couple of bounces for Etienne, now the boots. Right into the center circle, and kept alive by Dow.
Looks like they've brought Brooks back into the midfield to try and get some of the more possession here. I'd say that's a strategy by Bader, given that they're struggling in the midfield.
For Dow High, number 14, Lexi Flaminio. For Midland High, number 16, Abby Fowler, and number 20.
It's kind of a catch-22. By taking your top scorer and moving her back, it's going to limit her chances to score. But it may help to alleviate some of the troubles that they're facing in the midfield.
Fowler hits the deck hard on a header ball, but Midland hangs on to it. A couple of fresh jerseys into the game for Dick Campbell and the Chemics, including Sam Van Sumeren, just a freshman, number 15. Out to Emma Wolf along the touchline. Looking for Abby Avery, and an aggressive take by the goalkeeper for Dow, Ashley Rose. Why keep it alive?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for sure. You want to, if you think you've got a chance to get to it, and because the ball could just end up bouncing around and end up on a Chemic's foot. Smart play there.
Skinner giving chase for Dow, but Etienne all over it. Dow goalkeeper in black, the Midland goalkeeper in gold. Goalkeeper, do you get to pick whatever jersey you want?
Most of these goalkeepers will have some kits that are their own. They like to personalize them, and as long as it doesn't clash with the other team, it's okay.
It's a cool advantage to being a goalkeeper.
Yeah, one of the perks.
Right. A Dow throw in. And again, always the Chargers keying on Ashton Brooks. Rosenbrock in the middle. Looking to her right. Finds Skinner, but off the ricochet. Midland had it for a moment. Wardell controlling it.
A little bit heavy on that touch, lost possession.
Murphy mistimed the header. Right in front of the Midland bench now. Poked out by Murphy, the senior defender.
Yeah, Dow with a little good sequence of possession here. Take the pressure off their back line for a little bit.
Closing minutes of the first half, a scoreless tie thus far. Midland has had a couple of chances and have controlled possession, but it hasn't been an outright dominating performance so far, I don't think.
No, 4 shots on goal, and none yet for Dow. The old coach saying is the more shots you take, the more goals you make.
Yes. Just the law of averages, right?
Exactly.
Emma Avery battling for possession, popped up by Brooks, and again shot down by Midland's Carly Davis. That's Carly with 2 E's at the end. Racing down the touchline, Abby Avery, and it crosses over onto the track. Do you find it confusing to look at a soccer field laid on top of a football field? Would you rather?
There's pluses and minuses to it. The turf actually is kind of better for the weather. It's impervious to the rain. As an assistant referee, the lines actually give you a good judgment of the offside position. And when you have to on set plays, they're supposed to be 10 yards away, so it's actually pretty convenient to tell if they're following that or not.
Dow head coach Erica Bader was a little bit nervous before the game as to how her team would play on this turf surface. First and only game of the season for Dow on turf. Got to worry about funny hops mixed into.
Yeah, the spin of the ball can actually be impacted on the turf.
And that's over the heads of Dow's bench. See, standing on the sideline with her foot in the boot, that's Paige Messick, a freshman for Dow. She's out for the rest of the year. Dow has battled injuries throughout the season.
Yeah, Messick suffered a nasty injury. At the time, they thought it was broken. Ends up it was a severe sprain, but she is out for the season. They also lost Emma Avery in the first game of the season. This is only her second game back.
Yes.
She had a severe knee sprain as well.
4 freshmen on the Dow varsity roster. Bringard to Hazen.
Hazen's offside again.
Second time.
Yeah, they're trying to play the edge here, which is attacking soccer. So if you only have to succeed once at that, and you're going to be in one-on-one against the keeper, for where the percentages are pretty high for the attacker.
So Rose, the goalkeeper, all the way out of the box now to set up the kickoff. Over Meitler's head, and Midland again winning the 50-50 ball at midfield.
Yeah, I think it's maybe 6-1 now on these free kicks. Dow's going to have to find an answer for that and win some of these.
Down to Abby Fowler on the wing. Tracking her is Rosenbrock. Fowler waiting. And Rosenbrock with good defense.
Good defense there. Better to give the corner than a cross.
And they do have netting that is behind the goal on the perimeter of the playing surface. Trap that ball from going onto the track.
Yeah, the ball chasing kids, they appreciate that.
Future varsity players, right?
Most likely.
A corner from Carly Davis and headed away by what looked like Flaminio, the Dow defender.
Flaminio on that. Good defense there. And you want to avoid the set plays.
Sure.
They're the higher percentage scoring opportunities. So the more of these corners and flip throws they have is just going to be more risk.
Bringard dangerously close that time. Rosenbrock with the close. And now Dow looking to work the numbers advantage.
It was solid defense there by Rosenbrock. One-on-one with Bringard.
A couple solid defensive plays by Logan Rosenbrock, just a sophomore.
Yeah, she was a starter for Dow as a freshman.
Now onto the wing. Smith just sort of cleared it. It's worth noting that, Tom, there is a freshman on the Dow roster who was just called up today from JV, Izzy Velasquez.
Yeah, she's had a little bit of spot duty with the varsity based on some of the injuries. Came in the first varsity game of the season and it was solid. She played center back.
She wears number 19 in white, or rather a green jersey, white numbers to clarify. And that's Smith looking for Hazen, and then a collision in the box.
Flaminio was fouled on that.
An offensive foul, if you will.
Yep. I mean, certainly when the ball's in the penalty area there as an attacker, you want to be aggressive and possibly win that cleanly. So sometimes it's going to happen where you're going to actually foul and you go for that play.
And I think to a larger point, Midland does seem to be the more aggressive team in all aspects of the game so far tonight.
Yeah, they definitely have confidence tonight, and it's showing out here with their play.
Rose to the sideline, and Smith boots it back. And rolling.
Throw.
Oof, very close.
They would have preferred a goal kick here.
Sure.
Throw in from deep in their end.
A throw from Kaczynski, the defender. Riley Hazen. Batted around, and Skinner missed Brooks, but Brooks got it back on a deflection, and now the ball rolling loose. And Brooks cut off on the play by Gwyn Erskine.
Brooks creating some trouble there.
Ashton Brooks with 3 goals and 2 assists last season in Dow's district championship win. Contributes in more ways than just scoring goals. Dow looking to get her involved tonight. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. If you go into the locker room tied, is that a victory for Dow?
For sure. I mean, Midland definitely has brought the offense tonight, and Dow's going to be happy to get to the locker room with a 0-0 here.
Flaminio. Dow trying to piece together an attack. Midland not having it. Hazen in pursuit, but Rosenbrock is there and knocks it out of play. Fielding that was Dow head coach Erica Bader, dressed rather inconspicuously, just in the shorts and the gray t-shirt. Now Fowler for Midland. Into the box and tangled up with Flaminio, and Rosenbrock couldn't keep it in play.
Yep, couldn't save that. It's going to be a corner.
And you could see the body language by Rosenbrock there. She knew that she's just given Midland an opportunity.
Yeah, hopefully that won't come back to haunt her here. Wolf on the kick here. She takes most of their corner kicks. Again, very solid to put them in the scoring area here for the attackers.
We're looking at Midland's number 11, Marley Bringard, to see if Wolf can connect with her. Instead it goes to Fowler. Popped up and right to Rose, the goalkeeper, who made the secure save.
Again, you see that Midland's getting open on these corners.
When you're the goalie, not to ask a dumb question, but do you keep your eye on the ball on those corners, or are you looking at matchups?
Well, you got to do both, Chris.
Sure.
I mean, you're going to see how the ball's tracking in and try to pick out the player it's going to come to and anticipate what they're going to do with it.
Bringard directing traffic to Smith, but Smith lost it.
Kept it in play.
Here's Aaron Murphy. Neon orange spikes. Approaching the final 60 seconds of the opening half. Clean play. Flaminio boots it down the middle of the pitch.
Dow's bench isn't quite as deep here. We're going to have to see how they can hold up in the second half.
Maybe a final chance for Midland. Bringard crossing over Flaminio, and Flaminio picks her pocket.
Excellent play by Flaminio there. Come on, go! Chance for a counterattack here.
But too far out in front of Ashton Brooks. That's Gwyn Erskine playing defense for Midland. Wolf along the sideline. Riley Hazen. Again, Flaminio, an aggressive move to shoot it back. A possible chance for Skinner, but that time good defense by Midland this time. Aaron Murphy. The defenders have shone bright for both teams in the closing minutes of this half.
But we're going to run out of time here.
Skinner into Brooks, outside of the box. That shot deflected, popped up in the air by Emma Avery, and that does it for the first half. And so we do make it to the locker room with Midland and Dow tied at 0. Still anyone's game. What sort of adjustments do you think need to be made at half?
Well, again, I think the key for Dow is going to be to figure out how to alleviate the pressure in the midfield. They're losing most of the contested balls, and Midland is creating the space on those.
Well, remember, you are watching this Dow versus Midland soccer game on MCTV in Midland. This event will be cablecast on the following dates and times. Tonight, Monday, May 16th at 11 p.m. on MCTV 189. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 o'clock on MPS TV 190. MPS TV is shown on Charter Communications Channel 190 and through Channel 99 on AT&T's UVerse. For more dates and times, check the Midland Public Schools website at www.midlandps.org. The Midland Chemics, the Dow Chargers, scoreless at the break. We'll be back for the second half in just a moment on MCTV. Welcome back to Midland Community Stadium, everybody. We're at halftime in this girls soccer showdown between Midland and Dow. No score at the break. I'm Chris, this is Tom, and we saw a pretty fairly paced and even matchup, I think, in the first half. But Dow, with the worser of the two records coming into this game, I think, has to feel pretty good about themselves that they've battled to a scoreless tie one half in.
For sure, Chris. They've taken a team that scored over 40 goals this season and held them scoreless in the first half. 5 shots on goal, all saved by Rose.
Now, there were a few close scoring opportunities for Dow in that first half. Let's take a look at one of them. And Tom, you had the great diagnosis on this play, actually an offsides call that if you blink, you might miss it.
Yeah, for the fans watching it, they're not going to see it, but the assistant up in the top of the picture there, he's right spot on, sees that this player was in the offside position when the pass was made, negating the goal.
So again, that goal negated because of an offsides, and there was another rather, I think, interesting play on a throw-in. The ball bounced in front of the goal, went into the net, but because no player touched it, that goal was also disallowed.
Correct. One you don't see very often, but one of the rules of the game is that on a throw-in, it has to touch somebody before it goes in the goal. So if it does go in the goal without being touched, it ends up being a goal kick.
Midland also had another close scoring opportunity. Riley Hazen knocked one off the left post, and other than that, Dow fortunate to be tied with a 9-1 Midland team at the break. What does Dow need to do to maybe get some more opportunities offensively in particular in the second half?
Well, I think they're going to have to they're going to have to probably step up their aggression just a little bit. They're going to have to win those 50-50 balls that are in the air. And at the moment, the Midland midfielders are definitely playing physical and winning a lot of those plays. If they can start winning a few of those, maybe they can create some momentum.
Both players in their huddles along the sideline getting ready for the start of the second half. The standout players for both teams, starting with Dow's Ashton Brooks. Assess her performance in the first half.
You know, Ashton's doing okay today. I mean, with the ball being on the other end, most of the time she's not getting a lot of opportunities. It looked like they moved her back in the midfield briefly to try and make some things happen. But, of course, anytime the ball's on her foot within 25 yards of the goal, she can be quite dangerous, has a very strong kick. Midland's
standout senior, number 11, Marley Bringard, was very active, I thought, in particular, earlier in the first half. It seemed to me that her chances dwindled later in the first half.
Yeah, early on, Marley was having a lot of space in the middle, which gave her the freedom to either take and drive towards the goal or distribute the ball out to the wings. And I think Dow has tried to clamp down on that a little bit to restrict that and give her fewer options. But again, if you get real close to her, she also has that skill where she can take the ball one-on-one and beat you as well. So just a very dangerous player to try and defend.
The teams switching sides for the second half. Dow gets the kickoff. They work right to left in the green jerseys, green shorts. Midland in the white on white. And that's Skinner and Brooks, center of the pitch, talking strategy for Dow. Both these teams entering this game on win streaks. The Dow Chargers have won 3 in a row and have not lost since April 27th. Midland has just one blemish on the season. That was also, coincidentally, on April 27th against Lapeer. The Chemics have won 4 in a row. On the throw in, it's headered back by Caitlin Herman for Midland. And booted out by Flaminio, the skilled Dow defender.
Trying to assess the defense for Midland, it looks like Jessie Brown might be playing a holding midfielder here, almost like a 4-1, 3-2.
Into the box, too far in front of Fowler. Bringer tried to clean up the mess, but Rose able to get her mitts on it.
Very close there. They gotta not let the ball hit the ground on that. Creates just a second opportunity for Midland.
If you're Dow, you know where the ball is going on those throw-ins close to the box. You know Marley Bringard is the target. I don't know if that makes it easier or harder.
Well, Marley definitely has a sense to anticipate where the ball is going to be and be there to be part of play.
That's off the hip of the Dow defender Alicia Burnside. Taking it away is Abby Avery. On the wing now, does she have an option? Flaminio knocks it down. Sort of elbows Avery out of the way.
Corner. It was good for Flaminio to defend that. Both Wardell and Bringard were down the middle on that to receive a cross if it come across.
And it's Wardell who takes the corner for Midland. Bringard setting up in the box, sort of on the back end.
She's taking a deeper position on this one. It's short.
Brooks knocks it out of the box, but Wolf shoots it right into the net behind the goal.
Good drive there just off the frame.
And Emma Wolf, a defender, but she had a corner kick goal. In fact, 4 minutes into a win for Midland over Bay City Western earlier this month. So Midland with offensive opportunities on the whole roster, really.
Yeah, she's been taking most of their corner kicks, and a lot of good things have happened off of those this season.
Popped up. And Wardell knocks down Elizabeth Green of Dow. We play on. Joined in the booth by Tom Kodum, himself an MHSAA official. What do you think about that no call?
Yeah, the referee's only...
Long strike from outside the box, and one hopped into Rose, the goalkeeper, in all black.
Yeah, solid hit there. The referee was very close to play there, so he had a very good view of it. Must have determined that it was a fair charge.
Midland again trying to pressure Dow defensively. Bringard in possession. Future Central Michigan Chippewa now down to Ellie Wardell in the corner towards the box, and Dow with the takeaway.
I believe that was Kaczynski on the tackle back there to clear that.
But Midland hangs on to it. Still scoreless as we work our way into the second half. In the box, Herman a shot, and that's off the goalkeeper and in. Midland strikes early in the second half.
Great shot by Herman there.
And contrary to some of the other chances that Midland has had as we look at the replay now, this was almost a one-on-one. Caitlin Herman was all by herself.
Brown plays it back to her.
You got to take a look at who played that ball to Herman.
It's Jessie Brown.
Again, Herman by herself, really the only Midland offensive player in the box, and she buried it in the right corner of the net.
Yeah, Herman was able to get goal side on that and receive the ball, and it was going to be very difficult to defend it at that point.
Dow looks to counter now, down 1-0. Midland grabs the ball right back. 50-50 possessions were such a big part of the first half. You told me, Tom, Midland able to win those 50-50 balls for much of the first half. And now when you're down 1-0, if you're Dow, losing those 50-50 balls hurts all the more.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Dow reacts to this. You know, if they try to ratchet up the pressure a little bit and fight back, or maybe this will give Midland the boost that they need to score more. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Here's Ashton Brooks, third-team All-State player as a sophomore. She's now a junior. Gets it back close to the touchline. On a cross, looking for Skinner, but it's over her head.
Great cross.
Kept alive by Dow. The perimeter of the box, it's booted back out by Midland. Flaminio tries to keep it in Dow possession. A long shot that's well clear of the goal and over the back net along the track. Maya Etienne, the freshman keeper for Midland, puts it at the corner of the penalty box. Wardell watches it sail by and out of bounds. Last touch by Dow. Midland looks to push, up 1-0, scoring a few moments ago. Wardell knocked down, and that's a foul. It's Aaron Murphy who takes the free kick, the defender for Midland. One of 3 seniors on the Midland Chemics roster. They're all college-bound soccer players. Over Brooks' head, tracked down by Wolf, the defender. Plays it back to Maddie Davis, the senior, out along the track, sideline. Still lots of time for Dow.
Yeah, Dow hasn't changed their formation yet. Still 4-4-2.
One thing that we hypothesized at the top of the broadcast was if Dow goes down, do they bring a defender up to the middle and sacrifice some defensive liability for more players on the offensive side of the pitch?
Yeah, still a lot of time in the game here. See how it plays out.
Wardell on the Dow defensive side to the middle. It's Fowler. And gobbled up by Rose. Mentioned that Midland standout senior captain Marley Bringard is committed to play at Central Michigan next year. Will Dow's goalkeeper Ashley Rose, a verbal commit at Central Michigan, possibly 2 future teammates wearing opposite colors tonight.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you're foes tonight and friends in the future.
Well, and you also told me, Tom, that between club soccer and all the travel associated with that, everybody on the field really knows each other tonight.
Yeah, most of them, several of them play on the same clubs locally, and then even if they don't, then a lot of them play against each other during the season.
Bringard now across the pitch to Wolf. Wolf stays alive, but then loses it to Audrey Niederstadt, the junior for Dow. Along the goal line and booted back out of play, but Midland hangs on to it. And a flip throw coming in from Caitlin Herman, the specialist.
Fowler's moving up into a position here to try and receive this.
Watch the handspring now from sophomore Caitlin Herman. Here it comes. Elevation, but deflected out nicely by Dow's defense. That was in front of Marley Bringard, the target. Midland gets it right back. Back towards midfield, but Midland controlling every step of the way. Herman and Wolf play hot potato. Looking for Bringard again in the middle. A collision, play on, and now a whistle.
Referee was trying to allow advantage there, but the advantage didn't materialize, so he's going to go back and award the foul on the free kick.
So you do get the benefit of hindsight.
For a brief moment after the foul, if they can gain advantage from it, they'll allow it. If the advantage doesn't materialize, they'll go back and let them have the free kick.
That's Burnside off the noggin of Herman and back towards the Midland bench, out of play.
Dow's going to have to find an answer to get this ball over in the other end. This is going to wear down their midfield and back line.
Just over 30 minutes to play. Darkness settling in, still patchy cloud coverage above head.
The wind appears to have died down now, too. A strong wind at the start of the game, and the flag is completely down now. Now
trying to counter Midland's suffocating offensive pressure. Bringard streaking and deflected off Flaminio and out of play wide left.
Corner.
Let's see who takes the corner now for Midland. Up next for the Chemics. Game 2 days from now on the 18th against an opponent to be determined.
Hannah Smith going to take the corner, it looks like.
Is that a coach's call from the sideline?
I guess it depends on who's out there. I've seen, I think Wolf, Wardell, and Smith have all taken corners at one time tonight.
On the way now. Fowler tried to position herself, but it just cleared her head, and then it's booted over everything by Emma Wolf of Midland.
Yeah, Smith was left footer on that, so he was looking for what they would call an in-swinger on that kick versus an out-swinger when a right-footed person's taking it from that side of the field.
We were scoreless at the break. Midland breaking the tie in the 37th minute. Again, it was Abby Fowler on the goal.
That was Caitlin Herman on the goal.
Excuse me, thank you.
My bad.
No, it's they're both wearing green headbands. Midland really tilting the field onto Dow's defensive end. Midland controlled possession for long stretches in the first half, could not score. And on a near break opportunity for Dow, Midland again grabs it right back. Fowler keeps it.
Bringard appears to be playing maybe an attacking mid, or even they've got her up at forward now. Looks like maybe attacking mid.
We've called Fowler's name a lot in this second half in particular. She's really helping Midland maintain its possession advantage in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. She benefits from a lot of the attention that Bringard gets. That creates some openings for her to make trouble for the opponents.
It's been a quiet night for Maya Etienne in goal for Midland.
Yeah, I think this is her first goal kick of the night.
Chemics have not allowed a goal all month. Bringard now to Carly Davis, who streaks through. That's Flaminio in pursuit on defense for Dow. Flaminio wrestles it away, but she's got nowhere to go. Trapped in the corner and towards the seats.
As you can see, Chris, one of the benefits of Midland is their players are multi-talented. You've got Davis, who was playing defender in the first half, playing up on the top now in the second half.
And Haley Worth checking into the game for Dick Campbell and Midland. Campbell in his 13th season, a veteran coach. His counterpart, Erica Bader, in just her first season as the head coach of Dow. Another near miss for Midland.
6 saves for Rose on the evening.
Dow has made Ashley Rose work earlier this season. She had 13 saves in a shutout win against Bay City Western.
Yeah, that was a very physical game there. She took quite a knock in that game, but was rewarded with it with a solid 3-0 victory.
Now on the wing, Midland in motion. Looking for a cross, but batted away by Logan Rosenbrock.
That was good by Rosenbrock. Haley Worth was in on the run there, goal side. If the ball had come across.
Hard fall taken by a Dow defender. There's a shot by Jessica Brown, but it's wide right.
From Midland High, number 5,
Riley Hazen off the bench. And checking out is Hannah Smith for Midland.
Dow not quite as deep on the bench as Midland. It's going to be interesting to see how the players hold up here as the second half continues on with their fitness.
And it's a literal depth advantage for Midland as well. They carry 20 players on their roster, Dow just 17.
Right.
And depth has hurt Dow not only this season, but last year as well. Dow eliminated from the postseason in the regional semifinal, a 1-0 loss to Spring Lake. And people on site said Dow looked a little gassed at the end of that one.
Yeah, it was a tough loss for them that day, and they didn't sub too deep that day, and in the end they were definitely tired.
Flaminio ready to throw it in. Dow Division II last year. They're back to Division I this year.
Correct. The alignments are based on the school sizes, which can vary each year. Dow's right near the edge of 1 and 2.
Carly Davis looking for Bringard, well out in front. Bringard with great speed. Racing against Rosenbrock. Here's the shot, and it just missed.
Good job by Rose to come out and cut the angle down on that and force that shot wide. Excellent speed by Bringard there to make that happen. Rosenbrock is a very fast defender, and that just shows how fast that Bringard is to get by her on that.
Long strides by Marley Bringard, whose given name is Marleta. We understand that's a combination of her two grandmothers' names. Rose puts it back into play. Midland hangs on. That's Corinne Dunsmore, the sophomore. Finds Carly Davis, slides one to Bringard in the middle. Long shot, and might have counted as a field goal, but, over the crossbar.
With the power that Bringard has, 25 yards and in, she's definitely a threat.
Bringard takes a breather now.
Yeah, well-deserved break there. That was a good 15 minutes of solid attacking by her.
The windup from the junior Ashley Rose. Davis mistimed the jump. She's lucky to get it back. Here comes Midland. Davis takes a rip, but nowhere close.
Wait, guys. Hey, you're on.
When do you start to pick up the urgency if you're down 1-0?
Well, it's still a one-goal game. They're going to give it some time and see what happens. There could be a breakdown. There could be lots of things. If it becomes a 2-goal game, I would expect probably some changes, but it's not time to panic yet.
Brooks covered up. Dow hanging on to it. Brooks with it again, guarded by Midland's Madison Roberts.
Again, you see Brooks dropping deeper into the defense here to try and help create some possession opportunities for Dow.
They might have one now.
Meitler trying to make something happen there.
The freshman lost it out of bounds. Midland gets it back. Crosstown rivalry, Midland and Dow. Fun atmosphere here on a Monday night.
Yeah, definitely a good crowd tonight. Lots of students from both sides.
And again, Dow with a 3-4-1 overall record, a 2-1 record in the SPL North. Haley Worth giving chase. Rose deflects it out of bounds.
Rose with the safe play there.
For Midland High, number 2, Abby Avery. Number 12.
And it looks like Caitlin Herman, lone goal scorer in the game, ready to throw it in.
Yeah, Midland continuing to take advantage of their of the depth of their bench, continually rotating their subs.
Still no Marley Bringard. The standout for Midland. The toss into the box. Fowler pokes it back out to Emma Wolf.
That's trouble.
But Wardell missed the kick.
Orchell trying to volley it on the fly there.
Still up for grabs. Northern rim of the box. Fowler gets off a shot, and Rose slides to cover it up.
Excellent save there. Great shot by Fowler.
Midland keeping the pressure on, not content with a 1-goal lead. Does Dow have an answer? Roberts working with it. Now to Avery, who backs off. Looking for Wardell. Back to Fowler one more time. That's Dunsmore on the wing. And just unable to save it at the last moment, Madison Roberts. Back to the middle of the field. Murphy is there for Midland. Brooks nearly had a takeaway. That interception could have been deadly for the Chemics.
Yeah, you'd like to say that Dow could take advantage of Bringard being out of the game, but I mean, honestly, they don't lose too much with her out, given their depth.
But Dow trying to counter now. That pass too far out in front of Audrey Niederstadt.
Yep, she couldn't quite get to that one.
Herman saw that one slip through her legs, and Dow gets a break. Good to be with you from Midland Community Stadium. My name is Chris Vossers. I'm joined by Tom Kodum, an official in the MHSAA, taking this one in on a mid-May evening.
Oh,
Here's Brooks now.
There's a problem there.
Outside of the box, just didn't have anyone to pass to.
Yeah, Murphy with an uncharacteristic loss of possession there, and Brooks taking advantage of it to get Dow a corner. The set plays are probably going to be Dow's. It's either going to be a set play or a breakdown by Midland that's going to create the opportunity for Dow. This would be one of their probably a good chance here if they can make something happen.
It's Emma Meitler to take it, the freshman for Dow. Corner kicks have been few and far between for Dow in this game.
Cleared by Wolf.
Meitler trying to keep it in Dow possession. Dunsmore with the header for Midland. That's a clear by Fowler.
Avery trying to pick it off of Flaminio's foot there.
Substitution, and here comes Marley Bringard. Also Carly Davis, the defender. Dunsmore and Brown, the two out for Midland.
You know, it's such an asset for a team to have so many options of and not lose too much from your skill set, rotating your players in and out, trying to keep them fresh.
Bringard drives one right to the goalkeeper, Ashley Rose. No one in the zip code.
See if they can win one here and maybe start something. Green got a piece of it, but it's out for a throw.
Wardell set to rather feed Carly Davis, her teammate, who takes the throw for Midland.
See, Davis was up on the front in the beginning. She's back at her customary backline position.
Wardell in the corner, guarded by Rosenbrock.
Wardell with a really solid freshman campaign.
Again, an understated, maybe underrated player. Just doesn't have the career accolades of a Marley Bringard or an Aaron Murphy, but again, part of a pipeline that appears to be quite strong for Midland.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like a Marley Bringard was got a significant amount of playing time as a freshman.
Bringard with 6 goals, 4 assists as a freshman. His numbers only continued to grow. 12 goals, 7 assists as a all-state player as a junior.
Yeah, 2 players trying to dispossess her on that, and she still was able to get it to another Chemic teammate.
But now Flaminio dispossesses Midland at last. And the defender with some breathing room. Looking for Ashton Brooks. Brooks with a chip, looking for Skinner. And Skinner watches it out of play, but a corner at least for Dow. Or was it last touch by Dow?
Yeah, it was last. It didn't be a goal kick.
Begging your pardon.
Flaminio trying to make something happen there, coming up out of her center back position there to try and create some offense. Didn't quite work out.
Goal kick for Etienne. Played towards the sideline. Fowler spins around, finds Herman on the touchline. And Herman finds Avery, still in play, looking for Wardell, and Rose cuts it off beautifully. Close play.
Yeah, Wardell was definitely trying to get there ahead of Rose.
No time to hesitate for the Dow goalkeeper.
No, you definitely got to be certain with your actions there as a goalkeeper to come out and make those. Hesitation can prove to be very untimely. It's been at least 14 minutes now, I think, since Dow is subbed. It's going to be interesting to see how well their players do here if they're getting tired.
Flaminio certainly doesn't look tired yet for Dow.
Well, Flaminio is a special case. She's a three-sport athlete. I don't think she ever takes a break in terms of fitness.
She knocks down Midland's Abby Fowler. Midland hangs on to it. But the conditioning for soccer is still much different than that of basketball, correct?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in the end, but you know, as a three-sport athlete, I think a lot of that fitness and training comes natural to you. They say about the only time she subs is when she gets injured.
Right. Herman with the handspring toss. It's booted out by Dow's defense. Midland trying to trap it in.
Dow's done a really good job on the flip throws tonight, I would say. The corners have been a little more suspect, but the flip throws, for the most part, they've been being the first one to get ahead on it.
And the advantage a flip throw gives you is just more distance?
Yeah, you definitely are. You're putting the ball right into the attacking area there in the goal area.
Wardell ranging towards the middle.
Good tackle by Rosenbrock there to get Wardell off the ball. Yeah, in general, a throw-in will go 8 to 10 yards. A flip throw can go 30 yards.
To your point about substitutions, Tom, 4 new Midland Chemics checking into the game, but we do have a Dow substitution. Gabrielle Lacey, the junior, checking into the game, and the first Dow substitution in a long time.
Number 17, Jesse Brown.
Checking out Emma Meitler, the freshman, for head coach Erica Bader and Dow. Meanwhile, it's Midland possession. Harley Davis. This is Worth now. With the footwork. Down to Wolf. Got rid of the knee brace, it looks like. Worth now entering the box. Leaves it for Wolf. A chip shot. But Rose is there.
By my count, that's the 9th save for Rose tonight. It was one of the easier ones.
Likely more on the way, given Midland's pressure in the second half.
They're going to need her to stand tall to keep this a one-goal game.
Dow trying to find Ashton Brooks. And coming way out of the box that time was Maya Etienne, an aggressive play by the goalkeeper.
It was probably a wise play by Etienne. Again, knowing that Brooks is the one that can really make trouble for the Chargers.
Midland again on the move. Here's the sophomore Haley Worth.
A lot of room.
As Fowler in the middle, but Fowler sort of fell on the shot attempt.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if she was trying to one-time that or get possession and take a shot.
Behind Fowler was Riley Hazen, so Midland really had numbers on that opportunity.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if Fowler saw Hazen, thought she might one-touch that and try to hit Hazen on that.
Ringard lost it, trying to track it down, and
almost saved that.
Very close.
Again, Bringard breaking through 3 would-be tacklers there to make trouble for the back line of the Chargers.
Whether or not she scores, always going to make her presence felt. Fun player to watch.
Absolutely. I think it would be hard-pressed to say there wouldn't be a team that would want a player of that talent and caliber on their squad.
She's going to Central Michigan, a school both large enough for her and very close to home. Dow working, but there's Erin Murphy of Midland. Over to Carly Davis.
Dow still in the 4-4-2 here. You could get the midfielders to possibly push up and feed off of Brooks, making something happen here.
Brooks and Skinner really the 2 prongs of the Dow attack, trying to get something going.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. It's the 4 backs here. It's going to be 2-on-4, even with the talent of Brooks. It's going to be difficult to make something happen there.
Flaminio takes the ball away from Risen, and Rose with the strike back to the middle of the pitch. Another bomb by Flaminio just to give Dow some breathing room. Brooks pursued, but Etienne clears. Gabrielle Lacey. Now to Avery. Skinner has it in the middle. To work her way around the Midland defender, but just cannot. And Wolf pokes it out of play.
Yeah, solid play by Wolf there. Just decided to play it out and reset the defense here.
Skinner, a bounce pass in and then over her head.
I could say next time they have a throw in here, maybe they'll have. Yeah, they're going to bring up Flaminio here and try the long throw. She has the capability to get the ball into the scoring area here as well. Let's see if she can find Brooks on this.
A conventional toss in to Brooks just over her head, but then a cleanup and a goal for Dow.
Lacey.
It's Lacey. And just like that, Dow has tied the game with under 10 minutes to play. You said it, Tom. It was going to be set pieces that got Dow back into this game, and it's the corner that suddenly gives Dow new life.
Yeah, the ball got on the ground, which is always going to be dangerous when the ball's in the goal area like that, and it was fortuitous for Lacey to be in the spot there to get it.
Let's take a look at that one more time.
Yeah, notice the flip throw goes all the way through, and none of the players get a touch on it.
Brooks missed.
And
there it is on the ground.
And Lacey was able to fight in. Actually, the defender got her foot on it, but it went right into Lacey and into the goal. Nothing that Etienne could do there.
Expect Midland to pick up the tempo now. And a great save by Rose off of sort of a back pass by Riley Hazen. Midland quick to try and answer.
That'll certainly increase the intensity of the match now. So the referee's going to do a drop ball here. And to stop the play to reset the clock.
Okay. Well, the last time these two teams played, fittingly, it ended in a 1-1 tie.
Well, again, Midland, for most people would agree, Midland's had the control of play in this game, but it just takes one play like that
Right.
to make it happen. So, but still, 9 minutes to go here, a lot can happen.
Gabrielle Lacey did not see any field time in the first half. Talked more and more as this game has gone on about the lack of depth for Dow. Lacey was the only substitution of the half so far for Erica Bader, and boy, did that pay off.
Yeah, for sure. I think that was her second goal of the season.
So really, the control of this game is up for grabs. Midland perhaps a bit shocked. Does Dow have enough juice to punch one in again?
Yeah, I'm sure that the Chemics are frustrated. They've had certainly had control of the play, and 9 shots to 1 on goal, and yet it's a tie game.
If Dow was fatigued before, they have new life. In the box, Skinner just couldn't quite get there in time. The pop-up is off the head of Flaminio and bounced down to the track.
I mean, certainly the Chemics want to win this game, but a tie will actually give them the SVL North title.
Midland continuing to throw waves of players at Dow. Abby Avery checks in. Number 2. It's over Fowler's shoulder. Flaminio there with the black headband. Fowler deflects it out of play.
Again, I think it's going to be important to see if how well Dow's fitness is here.
Brooks with a chance. Backs it outside the box, and Wolf pokes it out.
Yeah, notice how they quickly double down on her when she gets the ball. And they're going to go to Flaminio with the flip throw again, see if they can make it happen again. Again, you want to watch for Brooks probably to receive this.
But also keep your eye out for Gabrielle Lacey. It went to Skinner that time, and Etienne found it at her feet.
Yeah, Skinner couldn't quite get ahead on that. A flick might have created trouble there. Etienne able to reel it in.
Back in play, both players missed the contact on that attempt. Bringard tried to feed Fowler, the pass too high. Under 7 to go. Dow tying the game late in the second period on a corner kick goal, or rather a throw in. Bounced on the ground a couple of times and poked in by Gabrielle Lacey.
Elizabeth Green applying pressure there. I think she's another one that has played the entire game for the Chargers.
Bringard around the Dow defender. This could be trouble for Midland. Bringard still has it in the box. Her shot turned away.
Excellent defense by Flaminio there.
Finally cleared by Rosenbrock, but Midland still has it. It's Ellie Wardell in the corner. Rosenbrock trips.
Kaczynski there to cover.
Now on a long shot from the corner of the box, Rose reads that well. Jessica Brown on the sneak attack.
I'm sure we haven't seen the last of the Midland pressure here. They've played hard during the game and had the most chances, and I'm sure they still want to come away with the win here.
Rose gets it sent right back her way off the head of Marley Bringard.
I would suggest that Dow's happy with a tie.
It would continue a no-loss streak for Dow. They were 0-4 on the season until they tied Holt 1-1 on April 30th. Then 3 straight wins. We said that when Dow tied it at halftime, 0-0, it was a win for Dow. I think 1-1 would really be no exception.
Yeah, I think Dow's going to absolutely be happy to get out of here if it ends up a 1-1 tie.
Still 5 minutes left. There's a shot from outside the box by Van Summeren, the freshman.
Yeah, feeling eager there. That was beyond 30 yards.
Harley Davis knocked it down.
Good win by Davis there.
Keep your eyes on Bringard at all times. She has it now, looking to set up her teammate Avery. Instead, she elects to keep it and is turned away, flipping her hair over her shoulder, working her way into the box. Double team. Flaminio is there and escorts it out of play.
Corner.
And does Bringard take this corner?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't think so. Are they going to play short? Okay.
They do play short.
Come back to her.
Gets the feedback from Davis. Now on the goal line, looking for a cross and sort of mistimed by Jessica Brown.
That was a great ball by Bringard. Brown just wasn't able to get it to her feet.
That's Skinner for Dow, who has it taken away by Wardell along the touchline.
Great battle there. Looks like he called a foul. Was coming in over her back there.
Dow trying to hang on. Closing minutes. These teams play again on May 31st at Dow, the regular season finale.
No.
Again, there is no overtime in the high school regular season. Streaking in, Carly Davis. Poked out of bounds by Brooks, doing her best work as a defender on that series. May 31st, to clarify, is the first game of the playoffs, so these teams meet in the road, the district round, yes, the road to the state tournament. Another fun chapter in the rivalry.
Another flip throw coming up from Herman.
The hand, and Dow able to clear it. Here's Skinner. Feeds Brooks. Brooks in space now.
Let's
middle
see
of the
if Skinner
pitch.
can give her an option.
Skinner trying to keep up. She might be gassed. Brooks had to pump the brakes. Now looking for Skinner. Skinner at the top of the box and just couldn't work her way around the Midland defender, Gwynn Erskine.
Great teamwork between the two of them there to make something happen.
Bringard trying to make something happen for Midland. Fowler quick to throw it in. That's Herman, actually.
It looks like they've chosen to have Flaminio man mark Bringard.
And Bringard flat out pushed Flaminio to the turf. Draws the flag with 2:12 and running.
Yeah, Flaminio able to shield the ball there and draw the foul. Yeah, it looks like at the end here they may choose to take their best defender, Flaminio, and keep her on Bringard to try and minimize the problems here.
We'll show that to you one more time. Not really a shove by Bringard, just
a general foul. Nothing
Yes.
nothing blatant there.
both players sprinting at full speed. Tense finish to this game. Dow looking for a chance.
Good win by Avery.
To Skinner on the wing. Back to Brooks. Behind Skinner. Can she keep it in play? No, she loses it. And it's ruled Dow ball. Brooks across. Avery stumbled. Couldn't get her head on it. And here comes Midland. It's Wardell. Wardell takes a hard fall. There's the whistle.
Referee probably could have called advantage there. The Coach Campbell's upset. He wants to get a ball in the game here. He realizes he's got a minute left to try and get a goal.
Free kick coming up. That's Wolf to take it for Midland. And Flaminio there for Dow. Just north of the box. The ball batted around.
Yeah, Dow's definitely playing for the tie here, just trying to get the ball out.
Herman demanding the ball. There's the throw, looking for Bringard. Bringard gathers. Turns. And passes behind her teammate Abby Fowler.
They could have possibly one more chance here if they can dispossess Dow. Running out of time.
Fowler's got to keep it in for Midland, and then it's off a Midland player. Dow to throw it in.
Skinner wants to win. She's there making the quick throw in.
10 seconds. And Skinner with the takeaway on the sideline. Chips it up to Brown with 2 seconds left. And that does it. And Tom, you can tell by the loud cheer from the Dow section, a 1-1 tie. They feel pretty good about this result.
Yeah, for sure, Chris. If you had told Dow if they could have a 1-1 result before they walked onto the field, they would have cashed that check probably and went home.
And so notice served. Again, Midland has to face Dow again in the first round of the playoffs. Midland falls, if you will, to 9-1-1. They're still perfect in the SVL North, but they don't win the division outright.
Actually, I believe. Let's check the results. A tie is going to put them at 4-0-1, and that will actually, by my calculations, give them the SVL North title.
So, in that case, it is official. Both sides win. Midland takes the SVL North. Midland Dow with a hard-fought 1-1 tie moves to 3-4-2 on the season, 2-1-1 in conference, with Mount Pleasant currently standing in between Midland and Dow at the moment. And really, you got to go back to that throw-in by Flaminio that set up Gabrielle Lacey as the pivotal turning point in the game for Dow.
Absolutely, Chris. As you realize, Flaminio didn't take a throw in the entire game, and they realized that they needed an offensive spark, made the decision to bring her in for the throw, was able to get the ball loose in the penalty area, and Lacey being in the spot there to get the tying goal.
Before we let you go, we want you to remind all kids in our audience that summer is almost here, and so is MCTV Summer Video Camp. Learn how to run TV production equipment like cameras, edit video on computers, and how to direct a TV show or be the host of a show. The camp runs Monday through Thursday, June 20th through the 23rd, or August 1st through the 4th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. The cost is $50, and the camp is open to kids ages 12 through 17. Call MCTV at 837-3474 for more information. Tom, before we wrap this one up, any final thoughts on the game as a whole? Seemed to be played well by both sides.
Yeah, again, I think Dow's going to take away with a great feeling here that they were able to put up enough of a battle to keep Midland out of the net, except for the one time. Obviously, Midland's going to wish that they had that offside goal back that player had been on, and the one off the post by Worth. But now they'll clean that slate, and they'll meet again on the 31st over on the grass field at Dow, and loser will go home for the season.
And so the last 2 times now that Midland and Dow have squared off, 1-1 tie seems very fitting given that these two are crosstown rivals. Again, a reminder, you can catch this game tonight, Monday, May 16th at 11 o'clock on MCTV 189. We'll also air it again on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 o'clock on MPS TV 190. So one final time for my broadcast partner, Tom Kodum. Again, my name is Chris Fosters, signing off from Midland Community Stadium. Our score, once again, Midland 1 and Dow 1. Enjoy your night.